Hello, I'm John Sargent. 2008 will be remembered for so many incredible moments. Team GB's success at the Olympics, the election of Barack Obama, and of course Kerry Katona's car crash appearance on This Morning. But one event, more than any other, captured the spirit of 2008. I'm talking, of course, about the launch of Argumental on Dave. I'm proud to have been part of this historic achievement. And nothing gives me greater pleasure than inviting you to join me now for this special commemorative edition, which we've called The Best of Argumental.
Hit it! No. Vote blue. Vote for the red team. Get him out of here! That's the worst thing I've ever seen.
High five me!
Hello, welcome to Argumental, the show where the brightest brains in British comedy...
Hello, do you want to be friends with me?
...debate the biggest issues facing mankind.
I have shut Dundee!
I'm gonna fart you on the bollocks, you bastard!
Do you want to see my knockers?
It's amazing! Ladies and gentlemen, we are the envy of the world. Why? Because we have John Sargent. That's what I'm talking about. They don't have a John Sargent in China. No, they beat him to death. With rifle butts. If you are not convinced already that Britain is the envy of the world, let me put this to you. The Cox's Orange Pippin, rhubarb crumble, custard, spotted dick, steak and kidney pudding, Yorkshire pudding, the Scotch egg, bangers and mash, the pasty, Stilton cheddar, yarg. The Eccles cake, the Chelsea bun, the bakewell, the cream horn, black pudding, dripping, curry, pork scratchings, pork pie and pickle. The envy of the world. Vote for the Reds. Thank you.
I think it's an argument for keeping a watchful eye out for the Russians infiltrating our army.
What, you think they're under the hats?
No. I think there may be a smaller soldier to one side and a bigger one on the other side, and that they all fit inside each other.
Sorry, are you calling the entire British military gay?
Yes, I am.
If you've been affected by any of the issues in this programme, Jimmy Carr's address will be made available afterwards.
Hello, Aldershot, you benders. I don't know why I said that. I'm an idiot.
Jeremy deserves that knighthood, ladies and gentlemen. You know it, I know it. Not because he has done anything massively worthwhile, but just because if anybody really gives a stuff about patriotism anymore, it's surely that golf club-loving, wretched-toothed, Piers... Oh! Bingo. Right. Ignore everything else. I can nail this in one bite of the cherry. And I guarantee you this. Whatever you think of this man, whatever you think of his politics, know this. He punched Piers Morgan 3 times. Jeremy Clarkson deserves that knighthood.
I think it's an argument against the idea that nuns don't touch cocks.
Listen, there are great things about the credit crunch. You want to know a fantastic thing? Carol Vorderman will be doing fewer adverts for loans companies. There's the little cherry. There's a little something, a little cutout and keep, that hideous raptor of a woman. Hello, the elderly. I'm Carol Vorderman. You may recognise me from Countdown. I'm the one that's good with numbers. Remortgage your house. I want to live on your brickwork.
Our next round is called Flip-Flop. I'll give a player a statement which they must argue for until they hear this sound. At which point, they must perform a U-turn and argue against it. Next up, it's Dara. I'd like you to begin by arguing that eating meat is wrong.
Eating meat is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You'll know this if you just go to a field and address a cow, just face to face, for once. Do it. Do it. Sometime, take some time out of your day and look a cow in the eyes. Those serene, placid, contented eyes of a cow. Look at the expression of the cow. It wants to be eaten. It couldn't want it more. Saucy, juicy little lips slavering until you go, try me, yeah, I'm tasty. That's the way a cow is. And we should protect them from themselves. They're the sluts of the animal world. They have to be told, no, you're not just our toy, our plaything. You've got to eat it, ladies and gentlemen. You've got it. It's crying out for you. Saucy and wrong. Wrong. Stop it, horny boy. Don't get so excited about the whole thing. I ask you this, when you look at a cow or a chicken or a lamb or any of the other edible animals, do you think to yourself, do they have rights? Do I have the same rights as my dinner? Yes. No. Yes. No. It's a complex issue.
I think that's an argument for never calling the entire British military gay when they turn up outside your house disguised in an ice cream van and blow it to bits.
Now, hang on, the military turned up in an ice cream van? Well, that is a bit gay.
Jimmy, are you calling all ice cream van salesmen gay?
Yes, I am. If you're watching this, Mr. Whippy, you're a puff.
Right, next up is the slideshow. One member of each team will again be debating a controversial issue. But this time, I want them to illustrate their argument with a series of random pictures that they've never seen before. Rufus, I'd like you to go first for the blue team and make the case that Eurovision has had its day. Here's a picture to start you off.
Of course, Eurovision has had its day, ladies and gentlemen. There can be no doubting that. Anybody who's witnessed the last two travesties knows that intrinsically it's just another way for the people of Europe to tell us we're cocks. Eurovision used to be a chance for us all to sit down over a nice glass of scotch and realise that there was a joy in being different. That was the point, the Eurovision Song Contest. So you'd have the Latvians giving it a bit of um-pa-pa, and we'd look at them and go, what is this, goblins? And know that we were only ever a phone call away from letting our voices be heard. You would ring each other on the phone saying, I can't believe this. The Ukrainian entry's just come out and it's basically a man dancing around a xylophone with no trousers on. Whereas now there seems too much at stake. Ultimately, we have to make a decision to be or not to be in the Eurovision Song Contest. But if you thought that, you'd be a right dick.
Much has been said about the obesity epidemic, but I believe it was Sir Mix-a-Lot who said, I like big butts and I cannot lie. No motherfucker can deny my anaconda. Don't want none unless you got buns, hun. And I think that really encapsulates a lot of what my argument is this evening.
Is this an argument against buying a house off Joseph Fritzl?
That's an argument against putting the one-eyed guy on the gun.
Sorry, are you calling the Prime Minister gay?
If he'll get a laugh. Want to get a laugh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's gay.
I mean, Charlie, you talked about the handover. I mean, surely if there was any indication that we are not equipped to deal with the Olympics, it was Boris Johnson going to China and then saying ping-pong's coming home.
But at the same time, who would you rather have in charge? Boris Johnson or one of them Chinese men?
Well, you can't describe Ken Livingstone as one of them Chinese. He's a bit of a lefty, sure, but... I mean, you know that Britain's not ready for the Olympics, right? 2012 is when the Olympics coming. So what are the BBC doing in 2011? Moving their entire sporting department to Manchester. Fucking way to work it through.
Yes, that's why I only watch Dave.
I think we should move on.
Yeah. Yeah, Top Gear starts in a minute. Quick.
Time for a break now, but I'll be back in a few minutes for more of the best of Argumental. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, we all know who the real star of Argumental was, but enough about me. Some of the guests were rather good too. Let's have a look.
Amy Winehouse is a terrible way for any young person to die. She's drug-addled, she's drunk, sluttish, but that is where the good points end. She looks like a 40-year-old pit pony that's let itself go. She looks like a satanic My Little Pony. She looks like she needs a good bath, and then that bath needs a good clean. Amy Winehouse is so full of drugs, the only way she could visit her husband in prison was to be smuggled up someone else's arse. It's a good thing she's got talent, or she'd be Pete Doherty. But Amy Winehouse remains a pervasive influence in our society. Just look around you. Young girls are getting high on alcohol and drugs and walking around with no knickers on. And is that what we want? Teenage girls drugged up and slutty? Schoolgirls, slut addicts with their tits out walking around Britain? Is that what we want? I'm arguing against myself now. She's a bad influence.
Is it an argument against allowing Michael Jackson to appear on Emmerdale?
Only a binge drinker would cut the eyes out of a cereal box and think that that prevents them from STDs. Binge drinking damages lives. Binge drinking damages people. There's the collateral damage. And only through personal experience can I tell you 9 parts gin to 1 part tapas produces the same stomach acid as Ridley Scott's Alien. Vomit that will eat through concrete and damage gas mains and possibly blow up streets. I have shot thunder. He hasn't. 3 days of binge drinking can leave a person capable of only passing stools that look like Kinder eggs. That is binge drinking. I don't have his eloquence. I don't have the benefits of his education. I know I shot a biplane in an egg. Ladies and gentlemen, binge drinking is wrong. Stay at home. Keep your problem quiet. Develop homebrew. Binge drinking, never!
I think it's a fairly good argument for euthanasia myself.
Britain isn't the envy of the world. There are people lying in mortar holes in Chad with their knees blowing off and their lungs leaking out onto the back of a starving goat who, with their last rattling breath, will say, "At least it's not Coventry." We're led by Gordon Brown, A man who looks like a sad face that somebody's drawn onto their scrotum. Says he wants to bring in super Asbos to Britain. Now, that sounds too cool, doesn't it? Teenagers will want those. We should call them gaybos or bender badges. Do you know who I think is behind gun crime and knife crime in London? Interflora. Look at the streets, they're cleaning up. If you're a teenager in Peckham, it's a toss-up whether you'll die from knife crime or hay fever. As if this country couldn't get any worse, they want to bring in ID cards with retina scans and 49 items of information. ID cards won't stop your identity being stolen. Just means that once it's stolen, you're done for. You know, if I've left my wallet in the hotel, I'm going to need new eyeballs and a finger transplant.
I, like every decent person, shop at Iceland, OK? You know why?
You know why? The reason Marcus is high-fiving you is he thinks you mean Iceland. He's like, yes, I holiday there with David Cameron. We go skidooing together.
Lucy Porter, you made a number of accusations about the kind of animals that I want to see. Let me ask you this.
Go on.
Jared Christmas.
Yes?
You enjoy chicken, don't you?
I love chicken.
What's your favourite bit of a chicken?
The leg.
How many legs do you normally get on a chicken?
2.
How many would you like to see?
8.
OK. Spider chickens. Spider chickens pulling themselves along on their 8 juicy legs.
Angry.
Nothing wrong with that.
That is a bargain bucket if ever I've seen one. Bargain bucket on a bird.
Da 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 da. Lish.
This is an argument against going to see the new Pixar movie, Shitty the Elephant.
We love Eurovision, don't we? Yes! 6 of us do. And Box Fizz was a part of my childhood. I'm sure a lot of people like me. You did that thing in the playground where you'd get the boys to rip your skirt off. I'm very proud to say it's still something that teenage girls do to this very day. Even if... Amy Winehouse is someone who probably won't get into Eurovision.
Next picture.
Oh, that is an argument in favour of blowing up the entire world.
There is a huge lake of money, ladies and gentlemen, which Premiership footballers get, which could be used for other purposes, as illustrated by this next slide. No, this is something about which I feel very strong. I am very black and white on this problem. The wages paid to Premiership footballers are appalling. They're bad for crowds, they're bad for the paying television audience, and like Michael Jackson, they're very bad for kids. It is an appalling state of affairs. The football is no better because the people get paid more. In what world is it right that a footballer can earn in a fortnight what a plumber does in a week? Well, do you know... If they carry on spending football clubs at this rate, there'll be nothing left by Christmas.
You can't beat the British seaside holiday. You cannot beat it. There is nothing better, really.
No, do you know why you're having so much difficulty thinking of it? Because fundamentally, the only thing that gives our life value is interactions with other human beings. So what we try and do is go further afield to have new experiences, which we can then kid ourselves was better than actually having friends. Whereas, if you go to Cornwall with 10 blokes that you absolutely love, that will be the best holiday you ever had. Now, the reason that you can't understand this is because fundamentally you are loveless. You've never been held. Your dad packed you off to boarding school when you were 6 months old. And you're next to Robin Ince, Britain's #1 curmudgeon.
The point is, and you know, you can say all of that stuff. Never touch me. Never touch me. I was touched once before, and it went so badly. Oh, Lord, Johnny.
Force a tear.
A what?
A tear.
You can't. You're just making things up. He comes up with
Force a tear.
something.
Cry!
I don't know what do you mean. What is a tear?
The man has no emotion! He wouldn't let me touch him. If I could stroke his cheek...
Oh, that's the tear whisperer. I stroke the cheeks.
Yes.
The tears come forward.
Watch this. Watch this.
Oh.
Look at that!
That's amazing.
This is an argument for living long enough to see the mighty Boosh in 30 years.
Money can't buy you love, so said Paul McCartney, and as if to prove his point, he earned a fuckload of money and ended up with Heather Mills. The thing that money can't buy you love, but it can buy you things, and you can use those things to bribe people to be in love with you. But then again, is that ever going to be genuine love, so to speak? You know, yes, of course it is. It's better than loving someone just because they've got lovely tits, which is what I never go for. I'm very opposed to that. It's worse to fancy someone because they're attractive rather than... If they've got money and they're attractive and two legs, that's fantastic. No, what am I saying? One leg's fine as well. No legs. As long as they've got a pulse. That's really... Or if they're dead, that can be fine too, as Anna Nicole Smith really went for that with her. Then they both died, so jokes on that. Whoever she ended up with had the last laugh there, that's for sure. I think I'm pretty certain I've lost this round. No, I think I've won it. I've come back. Thank you.
Time for another break now, but don't worry. I'll be back soon with some more hilarious moments from Argumental. Hello and welcome back to the best of Argumental. Now, the most effective way to win any argument is an all-out attack on your opponent's weakest points. In Marcus's case, that means being upper class and pompous, and in Rufus's, well, he's got a goatee beard.
The contribution that we can make as house owners and homeowners and as citizens is tiny in comparison to what governments should be doing to actually enforce industry to operate in a greener way. But we all sit at home so bloody terrified that our house price might go down 4 points, we'll elect anybody who says that they can fix it with no harm to us. It's bollocks. We're not being helped by governments, we're being hindered by them and sold a lie so that our children will pay for it and the death of the innocents is on their hands.
Can I amazing. A round of applause for the duration of your waffle. So, in years to come, as the planet is practically burnt to a cinder and covered in shit, you're going to sit down with your child as he looks up and goes, "Why, Daddy? Why did the planet turn out like this?" You go, "Well, to be honest with you, we thought recycling was a waste of time. Mr. Parsons and myself were too busy grooming our twatty beards. Too busy carving shapes into our shit. Every single effort that any person makes to make the planet a better place is worthwhile. How dare you undermine it? How dare you?
Also, I think the audience should know that on the way here I heard Rufus muttering, "I hate the planet, I hope it dies."
I saw him stab it with a pen.
But this is just another way in which we have ceased to be citizens and merely operate as consumers. We are debased.
Not the case. I mean, look at recycling's positive and it's everywhere, and that's a fantastic thing. This show has recycled a perfectly serviceable political journalist into a host. Recycling. That's how it works, OK? Not only that, we've recycled the chairs from Parkinson. Here they are. Later on, as per usual, you'll be recycling Jim Davidson's material all over the show. Just recycling, reusing, finding a use for the stuff.
But I was just curious. One of the reasons that we obviously, for a man who's obviously struggling to grow his own facial hair, it's always good to come back. We like to save electricity by leaving a little bit. I wasn't...
Mr. Parsons. That's the same on the back, my friend.
Yeah.
There's no problem in the hair growing area, my friend.
Well, maybe if you combed it up and round, you'd look like less of a tit.
You're the first man I've ever seen with a twatty chest.
This has all become very unpleasant, hasn't it?
What about recycling?
What?
That is a picture of Rufus Hound. Awesome. That looks like you. It's just intelligent, but not pretty, ladies and gentlemen. It's a true story. I used to work on an oil rig in the... Believe it or not...
This isn't a true story.
It is. Honestly...
What were you, the rent boy?
Yeah. True story. I was boxing George Foreman one time.
Captain, there's a gusher. What should we do?
In the Cromarty Firth, and there was a crane operator.
That's it. Geology will make it believable, yes. And in Scotland...
The Dan Countess was a rig... rented by Midland Scottish Resources, owned by a man who was a friend of my father's.
Douglas, make a man of him. Put him on the rigs and bring me back when he's been broken.
That was pretty much the thrust of it. Anyway, look, you've spoiled it now. Yeah. There was a bloke called Keith, and he had love and hate tattooed on his hands, but he'd lost one finger in a crane accident, so he said love and hat. It was just a lovely thing. Love and hat.
How did you end up in an oil rig? Had you got so used to the atmosphere of tense homosexuality at boarding school that you had to sort of gradually re-enter the real world through...
It wasn't the real world he was re-entering.
He had to actually fight his way off that rig. I heard he bit a bloke's finger off.
I heard he didn't bite it.
It snapped off. It's bloody cold on those rigs.
Are you suggesting I had a finger protruding from my anus with the letter E written on it?
That is really hard Scottish Scrabble.
The point is that cosmetic surgery shouldn't be free on the NHS, should it? Good.
Yes, it should.
Yeah, it should.
Yes. No, the
it
point is it should. It should be made available to anybody who wishes to have it.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, it should.
No, it shouldn't.
Welcome to Argumental on Dave, ladies and gentlemen, where we take on all the important issues of the day by going, yeah, it should.
The point is, the reason that you think cosmetic surgery should be available on the NHS is that you've never had to use the NHS. You use private doctors who you meet on a golf course in a gold castle.
What do you mean? Excuse me.
In a gold castle with private doctors, all of whom are called Ndwa. And you go and see them and you say, I've got a bit of a problem with my shoulder, and they clap their hands and butlers with lasers come in. And as you drift away into your own private Valhalla, you think, oh, I bet this is exactly how it is on the NHS. What you don't realise is that for most of the people in this room, a trip to the doctor is a bit like shopping in Matalan with more disease.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Quick question. Most of what you have said, I have to accept, but I do have one issue I'd like to take you up on. What is Matalan? What is it?
She also gets a raw deal. She got a raw deal, didn't she, when people criticised the naming of her children and said Brooklyn is probably named, you know, after the place in which the child was conceived. Which that is a family tradition, which began with Victoria's parents.
Do you mean the station?
Yes. Nobody understood that.
No.
And that is why she gets a raw deal.
Yeah. Marcus didn't get that joke because on the principles of that joke, he would have to call his children Highgrove and Stable.
I only met Rufus's son once. His name's round the back of a skip. So... He's a lovely boy. Lovely boy.
What we're looking at here is what people genuinely feel. And men will feel it's harder to be a man, women will feel it's, you know, harder to be a woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, John, I mean, you've been both. What do you...
Hold on a moment. You two are competing against each other.
Oh, yes.
Don't bother with me. I'm just sitting here laughing.
You don't get women insisting that a man wears pants that disappear into his anus just to please her.
We're not doing it to please you. It's there's something like a buttock flossing. It's a pleasure.
Actually, you're entirely right here because a woman has never done anything because they thought I would like it. If anything, they think I'm a dick. They pick the thing that will irritate me most. They go, yeah, we can have that.
This is how easy it is for a man. You live in a world where you think that a woman is plotting against you, that she's having to make an effort to get back at you. You genuinely are a dick. It's not some stressful thing your wife has to go through. You're a moron, Hal. I've met your wife. She's exhausted. I've gone too far. They've turned now.
No,
Look at you welling up, you pathetic turd.
Britain has got talent. Piers Morgan proves Britain's got talent. That isn't to say every human being has talent, otherwise there could be no such concept of talent because we would all have it. That would be like saying everybody on Krypton had superpowers. They don't. It's only Earth's yellow sun that gives them to him. It made him special. Not everybody has adamantium claws and healing capabilities. That is Wolverine. Not everybody can shoot webs out of their hands. That is Spider-Man. And not everybody wakes us, let us get up in the morning, feel slightly superior about ourselves. But Piers Morgan does, and it's why you should vote blue. I will not be cowed by you.
OK, I can tell you it's a very close vote, but the red team have won.
Yeah!
Which means...
Yes! High-five me! In your face!
They're just like children, really. Right, time for another break. But I'll be back soon with more of the best of Argumental. Keep it here. Welcome back. Time now for an exclusive look at some Argumental outtakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up massive for wonderful Mark Watson!
Meanwhile, I have an actual proper human being here, ladies and gentlemen, not some extra from Scooby-Doo.
Listen, you're on dangerous ground. One cravat on there and you're the other part in that. Thicken these up, I'd be happy to be your Velma.
Glamour model Jordan is a huge fan of cosmetic surgery. In fact, she's been slashed open more times than the back of a bus. All right, do we do it again? Still won't get a laugh. Glamour model Jordan is a huge fan of cosmetic surgery. Sorry. I just thought it was funny for a moment. Glamour model Jordan is a huge fan of cosmetic surgery. In fact, she's been slashed open more times than the back seat of a bus. Jolly funny, eh?
Have you done any Viennese waltz yet?
No, I was told that I was getting too excited this morning.
Right.
And my partner is fantastic. She's coming on Friday. She's called Christina. And she said, John, no, that's the Viennese waltz. It's a lot faster. But not for you, she said.
You're more of a Viennese whirl man.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of method acting now. I have to mime the buzzer push. It's not easy. You'll have to watch it. But I think you'll enjoy it. I mean, there are no words. There are no words. It's quite skillful. It only uses one hand. But anyway, let's see how we go. How about that? OK? For that? Oh, that one. To the performance. I've done it with every screen now. A bit smaller, you mean, you know... What's my motivation? It's sort of... Is it sort of hatred? No, it's companionship. Friendliness. Let's move on now, shall we? And then... It's often said that people who wear spectacles are not only sexy to look at, but also incredibly good in bed. That's precisely why I don't wear them. I'm already beating them off with a big stick as it is.
Sorry.
Thank you. No, thank you, Luke. Can we carry on now? Let's get over this quickly.
I'm just interested in how you beat them off.
No, we're not going to carry on with that.
No.
No, let's try and... That wasn't really said.
This is an argument for hoping that's a gun and in front of it is Bill Oddie.
I don't know. I think it's an argument for animal intelligence. I think that beaver's making an animal version of Springwatch where they just film Bill Oddie and make comments about him having sex.
With Kate Humble.
If I don't go now, I'm just going to piss.
It's a... This is the final picture,
It's a
Rufus,
final
honestly.
picture, Ruf.
Yeah.
Bring me a bucket. I will go behind these people. I literally, for about 20 minutes in...
We're
20
not.
seconds.
All right,
I swear to God, I'm just going to piss.
Hold yourself in, Rufus. You've just got to. You're a grown-up. You're a grown-up. You're not a 6-year-old. Come on. OK.
Go blaming waterfall.
Well, sadly, that's all we've got time for. Thank you so much for watching, and as I bid you farewell, I'll leave you with some more of my favourite moments from the series. Good night.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's one thing to see the nation's wrongs, another to set about righting them. As Whitney Houston famously never said, we need another hero. And here he stands. My north, my south, my east, my west, my something, something, something best. Well, stop the clocks. Every weekday at 9:30 because the moral compass is back in town. But unlike a normal compass, this one works. Yes, rather than pointing north, he points truth. He is unflinching. Look, didn't flinch. Britain has had it easy for too long. It's time for some tough love, Britain. You, sir, stop sleeping with your sister. You, madam, stop sleeping with your brother. Hello, sis, stop sleeping with me. You, stop being a heroin addict. Ah! Look at me! Look at me! You think it's easy being Jeremy? It's not easy being such a gigantic moral compass. With his help, ladies and gentlemen, maybe, just maybe, we can turn Stab City into Truth Town. And in the centre of Truth Town, opposite the cinema, there will be a statue. A statue of the daytime Christ. The righter of wrongs, our Lord, Jeremy Kyle. Can I get an amen? Can I get a hell yeah? Jeremy Kyle is making the world a better place. You know it. I know it. Jeremy Kyle.
This is an argument for hope over expectation.
Marcus taught me a new word, which made me laugh.
I can't tell them that.
You've got to tell them the word. Tell them what the word is. If you describe it properly, it's quite nice.
I want you to imagine, ladies and gentlemen, a lady of a certain age who has decided to wear a reasonably high-waisted trouser with a tight belt that pulls in here.
Yeah.
And then there's an area before you arrive at the pubis.
Yeah.
That seems to hang and swell somehow. And this area has a name.
Tell them the name.
And that name is the gunt.
Gunt.
That's what it is.
It's a beautiful thing. He told me that word. He told me that word on Saturday, and I didn't stop laughing until middle of Monday.
This year, there were so many applicants for X Factor, the auditions had to be divided into different categories. Dead dads, teen mums and bullied kids. Since X Factor... Thank you.
That is an excellent joke, and you gave it a lot less than it deserved.
I'll go again.
I will do it again. This year, there were so many applicants for X Factor, the auditions had to be divided into different categories. Dead dads, teen mums and bullied kids.
I think that's an argument for finding a new host for The Weakest Link. If she can't be bothered to walk there... Cats are better than dogs, ladies and gentlemen. Of course they are. Cats are so much better than dogs. You only have to open a newspaper. When was the last time you read about a cat tearing a child's face off? Often, if you read the right papers, ladies and gentlemen. Cats are vicious, they're vindictive, they're deeply unpleasant, and that's to their credit, because cats have that independent streak that says, hey, you know what? I'm not that dependent on you. I'm actually pretty much going to do my own thing. They're much more like people, and that's why people like cats so much. Dogs, on the other hand, are filthy, needy things sniffing around at your balls. Please throw a stick for me, throw a ball for me. I need you, I want you desperately. And that's what's so cool about dogs. It's like, hey, come on, sniff here and we're friends. Put your nose beneath my gunt and we're all on the same team. Yeah? We're all playing. That's how... That's how dogs roll. You know? They're cool. Cats are horrid. Cats are horrid. Since when was this an endearing thing to see? Also, what I love about cats is they wait until you've got your food, and then suddenly, with no warning, just for fun, they say, hey, do you remember what the end of a sausage roll looks like? It's like this. And that's why I hate them. I don't like sausage rolls.
OK, that's it. So, for the final time, it's down to our studio audience to decide who made the best case. Red for Marcus and Robin, and blue for Rufus and Johnny. Vote now.
If there's any justice in the world... This really blows chunks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. We were absolutely robbed in an earlier round.
No, I shot a Kinder Egg!
So, I can tell you that the red team have won the round, which means this week's winners are the red team. That's all they've got time for tonight. That's all we've got time for. Good night.
love that. But we got pants. As most men, the skid marks was present.
Well, not most men.
Sorry to lower the tone.